My apologies, I kind of conflated those two. This speaks to to Sean Dunbrack's knowledge of the camera system.
I had asked Mr. Dunbrack to show us the location and vantage.
Who has access to the cameras?
The sheriff, Sean Dunbrack, and the emergency management coordinator, right?
Right.
But
There's a
Sean,
monitor.
you'll reiterate that again.
Sure. Sure. I was specifically asked about the camera system that I have control of, or 911 has some control of. It's a dual system. Part of those monitors that you see those photos from can be viewed in the sheriff's office down here at the tax office. There's also a monitor with no control of the system in the 911 dispatcher room, so that all the dispatchers can view any or all of the screens. At the 911 center, only 4 screens are viewed in their dispatch room. Those being the parking lots and the 2 entrance doors to 911. They typically do not view the rest of the camera system here. They can, but they typically don't. Now, actually, control of making copies, recordings, and things like that is strictly in my office. It's a closed system. It's not accessed by the internet, anything like that. It's strictly between these 2 buildings. The only place that has access to it. It's not connected to the internet in any way. It's hardwired. Can't be accessed from outside. It's strictly video recording. There is no audio recorded on any of these at all. By looking at those photos, you'll see that most of the cameras are, well, all of the cameras are actually in hallway areas or exterior views of the courthouse or the 911 center. This system was put in before I got here. I really can't say as to who picked where the cameras are located or why they were put there. I really can't say. I can just tell that's how it's been since I've been here.
How could they access the tape for the purpose of recording?
The recording of this camera system here.
Yes, yeah.
This system here within the courthouse can only be accessed either by the sheriff or by me by making a recording onto a DVD.
So you're saying the sheriff had the ability to do that?
The sheriff has the ability to do that in the courthouse building. Now, what's in the jail I can't speak to. I don't know what about that system, but the sheriff does have access to the cameras that are in this building, and he does have the ability. Now, I don't know if he has the know-how to do it, but he has the ability to do it with the system that he has.
And none of these systems can be hacked from outside?
Again, the courthouse system cannot. It's a closed system, a strictly closed system. It cannot be accessed. It's not hooked to the internet in any way.
But are you saying you don't know if the jail camera system is closed?
The jail system, I do not know. I don't.
Okay.
I know nothing about the jail system. I cannot speak to that.
Is that something the commission ought to set
Find out.
rules for from now on?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Because the sheriff
fingerprinted there.
stated it was his system, and he has responsibility, and I don't agree with that.
Well,
It's our system, and there should be a set parameter, how it could be used, how it could be duplicated.
I'm going to be precise here for a moment. Legally speaking, the county commission sets the budget for all the departments. The sheriff's department, for example, we set the amounts for line items like capital improvement, other line items. At some point at which an elected official, such as the sheriff, would decide that he is going to expend funds from a given line item for security cameras, that's largely his call, or his or her, the elected official's call. And then we are presented with invoices for payment that say, filing cabinet, toner, somewhere in there on the history of all this, security cameras, I would guess. And there's going to be an account, a line item from which that came. I don't know what invoice record there is for these security cameras off the top of my head. I don't know what line items they come from. But if they come from capital improvement, it's really something the county commission can't disapprove. It's the elected official's budget. And there actually are cases of recourse from elected officials against county commissions for interfering with how they spend that budget. So it's iffy. We principally have control over setting the budget. That's almost all we have control over, technically speaking.
So then the circuit court judges would have to set the parameters like they have about access to the courthouse?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that what I said actually means that we have no say over where the security cameras go. I just don't know. I mean, it seems to me that a reasonable dialogue between the county commission and any office would be, hey, we want to put security cameras up. What do you think? Let's talk about it. And, if we don't like it at all, then it just wouldn't happen. You'd think that'd be a professional exchange or dialogue. That said, I don't recall specifically the dialogue we had, if any, concerning the placement of security cameras here at the county commission.
He had an
I
FCC
recall the
violation.
dialogue.
Do you? Please,
Yeah,
elaborate.
the sheriff said that that it would be useful to have scenes inside the courthouse in case there were altercations or fights, or somebody came in with a weapon. They might be able to see them entering with a weapon, or who it was, and that kind of thing. And
Sounds
it
good.
was, and I recall that conversation specifically resulted because there was some tension down in the basement
Solid waste.
regarding solid waste and the
Yes.
payment of a solid waste
That's
bill, and an individual who was upset or irate, and there was some fear of some sort of battery about to occur, something like that, and that was the premise of to why we needed security cameras, so that we could know what happened and what was going on. And with that as the reason, the commission said, well, that seems reasonable, but there was never any thought that it would be used for other than strict security.
David, how are we certain that these cameras are safe? The ones he put at Durban were not safe. They could kill a person. And he had to take them down. We've got the FCC violation up there. Do we know for certain? Have you looked at them, Sean?
At the camera.
In the jail?
At the jail.
So they could actually stop someone's pacemaker,
I
right?
have no idea. Again, yeah, that's,
To
not my.
provide the more
preference, so.
specific context Mr. Alderman is speaking about, the camera system that was used in the Durban Magistrate Court was a wireless system that operated on a frequency that the FCC had actually banned recently because it interferes with pacemakers. So they came
Well, it
down.
was sound too, right?
And
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought it had
No?
sound.
It had sound too.
Okay, I thought it was audio, but I'll just say I don't know.
I thought it had the capability of
I
sound,
thought it
but
was
there's
just video.
supposedly no sound on it. I thought that's what
Yeah.
it did.
That's what it was, that they did, but the sound wasn't hooked up according to the sheriff.
Is there sound on this jailhouse?
We don't know, I guess.
I can't, yeah, like I said, I just cannot answer questions about that system. I don't.
Was there somebody who can check it to see if it's safe? Can we get somebody to come in here and investigate it?
I'm assuming the commission wants to have someone, a contractor to come in
Is
and
it
look at it.
because he's not at the meeting?
Well, was that something that Jerry put in?
Yeah.
I mean, when did these cameras get
Mr.
put in?
Ramos put the
Mr.
ones in the
Ramos.
photo.
I
They were
don't
here
know.
when I got here,
They
yeah. I
were
can
here
only
when
speak
I
to the
got
last
here.
18
Was
months.
they,
I really
were they
don't
put
know.
in after you was elected, David?
No, they were put in while I was in my first or second year. I remember Mr. Ramos
We
working in the
received a
hallways
grant
of the
for the
courthouse.
courthouse cameras.
Yeah,
I don't recall the grant extending over to the jail.
I don't know.
building.
Yeah, I'm guessing that I don't think that Mr. Ringley's put those in over at the jail, I don't think, because they are not the same type cameras as the courthouse has, but.
All we did was to take a picture of the camera and had it sent off, and someone said, this is a killer camera, this is a bad camera. Can you get a picture for us of the cameras with the numbers on them?
I don't know that I can do that. I mean, that would require me going into the jail and getting that. And my access to the jail was controlled by the sheriff's department. I can't get in there without them letting me in.
I'm having to attend to the video stream here.
Well, see, we went right into the Durban office and took the pictures ourselves.
Right.
I'd be glad to take the pictures. I have cameras that will do it.
I feel that the Pocahontas County Commission has the right to go into the jail and look.
I do too.
So,
My
We're
goodness,
gonna
we
do
pay
that.
the light bill over there, we pay the heat bill over there, I think we should be able to have access to it.
Dave, get the
It's not
numbers
a
for the
separate
models and I will have it checked out. Just write them down.
okay, anything more on the security camera?